title is, to break it down, is Baba is father, Alawo is of secrets. Okay. The secrets that I hold are not only the my godchildren, the people that come to me for consultation, but that also come to me on a more regular basis for spiritual guidance, but also to the secrets of making medicines, the secrets of working ceremony, the secrets of even propitiating what we call Egun. Okay, Egun is the same as ancestor worship, but it's also, some people might know it as taking care of your muertos, your ancestors. However, you come to remember and take care of the family members who've gone out of their way so that you have a better life. Okay. This is something that can take place on a daily basis, because with ancestor worship, we believe that you do not, once your body passes, you are not dead. When you really die is at the point when your name has stopped being spoken. When no one ever tells stories about you, mentions your name aloud, or anything of this manner. That is specifically when you pass from this earth. You are completely gone. Okay? So it is absolutely important that we remember our ancestors. Now, when I say remembering them on a daily basis, I don't mean that we have to do ceremony or stop and do major ceremony every day. But it's the little things. It's the little more important things. If you don't have a shrine or can't get to your shrine on a daily basis, then it's at least important to mention names. Tell stories about family members. If something happens in a situation that reminds you of a family member, speak about them. Especially if you know they've done good things for you in your life. These are the people you want to remember. These are the people you want to propitiate and elevate. Okay? Because elevating them also helps elevate yourself. It is also about making yourself a better person. This is called Iwa Hele. It's like good character. Okay? If you keep yourself in good character, then what's going to happen is then later on when you pass, you are going to be a valued asset to your children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, friends, because then you could be added to their shrine, and then you are propitiated. So it is a regenerative cycle, because you are preparing yourself to start helping your ancestors as your ancestors before you prepare themselves in order to help you. Okay. Now, some of the things that can be done, I'm going to have us move over in a while to the actual shrine so I can explain and show you how in the Nigerian system we create a shrine for our ancestors. Okay. Important things that can be given is the gifts that they like best. Okay. You have to understand that when you go in front of them, it shouldn't be, you know, sometimes maybe if you're feeling in that manner, it should be a solemn ceremony for speaking to your ancestors, speaking to your Egun, okay? But most times you want to go in front of them and you want to remember how they were when they were alive. You know, nothing against I think it's pronounced El Dia de los Muertos, okay? The fact is you want to remember your ancestors with everything, how they were. You know, like when you were a kid and they'd come up and they'd give you a piece of candy. These are the things you can bring back to them. If you had an ancestor that liked a specific type of candy, this is what you want to bring to them. If you had an ancestor that smoked cigars or drank a specific liquor or beer, or you know some beverage that they like, a juice, these are things that can be brought to them on a constant basis. Okay. What you should try and have on your shrine is pictures of your ancestors. Okay. If you cannot get a good picture of an ancestor from your family, then you can at least get a nice piece of paper and specifically put their name on it, okay? So that they are constantly remembered. The only thing I advise about this, and I'll show you once we get to the shrine too, is the fact that if you have a picture that actually has somebody that is still in the living, you don't want to put them in the shrine. Okay, this is almost the concept of pushing somebody into a grave. This is not what you want to do. You can trim the picture so that the person that has passed is now in the shrine, but you do not want to put any of the living in there. So you really want to be specific about the pictures you put in there. The two basic offerings that you can give to your ancestors are a clean, cold, clear, clean glass of water and a white candle. Okay. The concept of this is that if you have nothing else in your house to offer somebody to come to your house, that somebody's coming to visit you, the basic gift that you can give them is you always have a cold glass of water. You can always go to the sink, you can always give them a cold glass of water. This is the basic gift you can give to them, saying, you are wanted here. Come, come stay with me, come visit me, come help me. The candle is for illumination. Okay, and you preferably want a candle of white light. It doesn't matter what stickers are on the candle or how the candle is decorated, as long as the candle wax itself is white. Now, if there is a fear in your house of fire, or if you've been warned about fire in the past, you can get the little taper lights, or you can even get in a night light that'll be near your shrine to illuminate their path to come to you. This is something that they truly see, that they are truly drawn forward by. Between the two gifts, this is something that truly energizes them and starts to bring them toward you. Because also too, it is a building cycle when you start to deal with your egg ring. Okay? Once they know you are truly paying attention, once they know that you are truly listening, they start coming more and more, which is an even better thing. It is something that you want to try and teach them how to come and speak to you. When is a better time? A lot of people say that, like, if you go into a store, or you are, like I say, a candy store, you're at the supermarket, and all of a sudden you get a thought in your head that is not quite your own about something that you don't eat on a normal basis. Okay? This is them speaking to you. If you all of a sudden get a thought or say something that is completely out of the norm for what your speaking pattern is, this is them kind of speaking to you and talking to you. Okay? Dreams are the best way for them to communicate. It's the easiest time for them to come and sit with you. Okay? Because you are more paying attention, you more pick up what's going on. So it is important during sleep times, if you can, to even start keeping a journal, like a sleep journal of what's going on and who's speaking to you. Okay. One thing that we try and use is wherever we set up our shrine, we try and outline it in what is called cascaria, or efun, or some sort of powdered chalk. Okay. What this does, allows your good ancestors to come through, but it also at the same time filters out any negative spirits that might be coming, that might try and come through. That is the only thing that you must be very careful of, is that when propitiating ancestors, when propitiating especially spirits, what you want to try and do is you want to try and pay attention to who's coming through. Okay, you want to try and keep a better energy so that only pure spirits come through. Okay. Some things that can be done is if you can find this cascaria or efun, in the morning it's always a good thing, especially if you have a lot of dealing with spirits, is to paint the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet after you get cleaned up in the morning, after you take your normal shower. Chalk your hands, chalk the soles of your feet, and then go ahead, if you wear socks, go ahead and put on socks and go about your day. What this is that because it is said that the spirits don't actually mount you, they actually climb you. Because what they are doing is they are coming from the ground. Okay? So what they slowly do is they start to come up the back of your body. We also believe that the ancestors sit right at this spot, right between where your shoulder blades and your neck comes together. This is why a lot of times when you're having a feeling like you're really weighed down, you're really carrying a lot, this is because your ancestors are calling upon you. This is because they've come to you and they're now sitting in a place trying to show you that they need something and they need to communicate with you. Okay? That's what a lot of sits right here. That's why a lot of people you'll see them really weighed down with all of the stuff that they're carrying from their ancestors.
Is that C6?
I don't know what the actual vertebrae number is, but it's like right here. Okay.
The top one is C7.
Oh, it's C7.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be the one. Also, too, it's an approximate. It's an approximate. It's just in this area. It's not the actual bone that they sit on, but it's the actual area. Okay. Some of the things that can be used if you're really feeling weighed down with this, a good milk shower with prayer, or a good milk bath. The other thing is to actually to take Florida water, or like a perfume, or like I'm speaking about cascaria. If you don't know what it is, I'll explain cascaria or efun at the end of the speech. All it is a pure chalk that you can put on the area to actually cool the area off. if you have a lot of spirits that keep coming to you, you need to speak to them and say that you're not getting the message. You are not pulling the message in, okay? One of the things that you could do is you could take a chalk and you can make the cross on the side, on your forehead, on the top of your head, and then also in that area on the back. And what that helps, it kind of filters out some of the misinformation that is coming through. Because the other issue is too, sometimes a lot of spirits get together and everybody wants to communicate their information at the exact same time. And it's like getting 4 phone calls at the same time. You only got so many hands to work with. I want to go back a little bit to things that could be given to your ancestors. Anything that we eat, anything that we take in is gifts that can be given to your ancestors. Okay? You can do one of 2 things. If you have a favorite meal that your ancestors, a specific ancestor preferred, you can cook it as a meal for the family and then save a little bit at the end and bring it to them. Bring it to their shrine, bring it to their picture to let them know that they are remembered. It is not advised that you kneel in front of your ancestors. If an aunt or an uncle came to the house, you wouldn't kneel in front of them. You'd greet them and bring them in, but you would not kneel in front of them. You can stand in front of them, you can sit in front of them, you can sit on the floor in front of them. But you never really want to kneel in front of them. This is kind of what I'm going back to saying too, is because when you spend time with your ancestors, if you feel like it's a solemn time, go ahead and make it a solemn time. But all the times that you saw your ancestors, it was not a solemn time. You want to be robust. You want to be happy. You want to be smiling. Bring them flowers. Bring them candy. Speak to them as if they are still here, because they are still here. I mean, like everybody in this room, like even when I came in earlier, I could feel there's spirits all through here, all over the place. Everybody brought their ancestors with. Everybody brought past friends with. Everybody brought people that you don't even know spiritually with you. Now what's going to happen is, like, when I leave, I'm going to take some of your spirits with me. Some of my spirits are going to stay in exchange with you. What it is they are drawn to the light that we produce. That is how the spirits are drawn to us. It's about the energy that we put off, the iwa pele, the good character that we put off. And that's what magnetizes them to us. Okay? So, you've now prepared a dinner that one of your ancestors like. You've given them a little bit. Things that you bring to your ancestors in the offering in the form of food or ebo. Ebo is the Nigerian word for sacrifice. Okay? Sacrifice is anything from a piece of candy to a full dinner. Okay? All kinds of gifts can be brought to them. No gift is too small, no gift is too big. Okay? But as I always speak about, it is not the amount of money that you spent on the gift, and it's not how many gifts you brought, it's the gifts that come from right here that truly make them happy. It's like when you make a card for a grandparent or something like that, it's even better than Hallmark, And this is what the truth is about appreciating your ancestors. It's all about what comes through right here. So now you've brought this food in front of your ancestors. I would not leave, one of the things that I speak about is I would not leave anything for longer than overnight or even a few hours. You don't want to leave it where it starts to go bad. You never want to leave anything in front of your ancestors that go bad. But you can offer fruit which lasts for a while. Like I say, pretty much anything. Anything that you knew one of your family members ate, this is something that you can bring to them. Okay, we have a lot of what we call oriki. It's praise names for the ancestors. Okay, these are things you can say in front of them. Now, these are the common things that we say as a generality. Okay, but there are more. There are more that you can create on your own. These are not set in stone. You say, like, those who have mastered the art of featherless flight, because they are able to move so swiftly and through solid objects. Those who do not eat earthworms. Those who have lived so many lifetimes and have so many lifetimes full of knowledge. And when you speak to them like that, this is a time that you want to speak to them about asking questions or finding out information that you need to find out from them. Okay? Because you are appreciating them in a way, saying, you know what, I know you've been through a lot and I need your opinion on this situation. You also too, it's important to let them know that you know how long and hard they suffered in order that you would have a better life. In order that you may be educated, that you may have a little bit of an easier life. Just as we try, all of us trying to give our children and grandchildren a better life. You know, this is what things that are important. Those who transfix solid objects, like light transfixes through glass, you know, it's that they have the ability to move without problem, okay? And understand too, you don't need to have a specific shrine. I have a shrine specifically because I have so many people coming to my house, and this is the easiest way to propitiate in one area, okay? You can propitiate just by speaking about them, just by talking about them, just by passing on their name, making sure other people know who they were, you know, especially with children and grandchildren. It's extremely important that family history doesn't fall by the wayside, you know, doesn't get trampled upon. Because also too, what happens is that we are actually regenerated from other members of our family that have already passed. You know, so I might be like my great-grandfather, you know, and my son might be my grandfather, you know. It's just a regeneration of family. Also too, that's one thing that we need to really fix on, is trying to clear up and clean up things that have happened in our family in the past. Trying to cool things down and things that have happened in our family in the past. Is there any questions? Because what I'd like to do is I'd like to move to the shrine, and I kind of like to sing some songs and show you how we stop to take time to remember our ancestors. A good way in the Ifa religion to speak to our ancestors.
I have an ancestor altar. In my house, I give my pictures of the ancestors with living numbers. Now that doesn't matter.
That's a little bit different.
Okay,
Just once you set up a complete shrine.
I do have one, and it can't have any living on, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right. Because we set it up. I'll show you. I'll explain that in a second. But also too, it is more important to have a shrine than the location of it. You know, we live in a real world. We live in a real world situation, and you can't, if you don't have enough space, you know, there can't possibly be enough space for your ancestors and your orishas. Let's say you have a smaller house, whatever the accommodations are. So it is more important to have a shrine than more about the location of it. Okay. What I'm going to show you in a few minutes is perfect case scenario. Okay. If not, a tabletop. All they ask. All the spirits ask, all our ancestors ask, is a quiet place in the house where we can be remembered. Okay? You don't really want it in a high traffic area. But then again, that's not bad either, because if they were people with a lot of communication, maybe that's the best place for them to sit. You know, pictures on a wall is a good way to remember. But just a small area, even a small tabletop, a dresser top, whatever area you can specifically say, this is yours, I want you in my house. This is what's important to me, okay? And again, if you can't get the cascaria efum, but that is easily accessible, but maybe even a nice tablecloth, flowers, something just to remember them. One of my godchildren drew this. I'm going to pass this around. This is kind of what I'm going to be showing you in the corner over here is if it's coming into, if you have a corner area where nobody travels in a lot. You want to try and make a complete circle. It starts on the floor and it actually goes up the walls and back around, so it's one complete circle. Because what it is you want 100% closure, but you want it in kind of like the life force. Everything in life is circular. Everything in life is absolutely circular. Okay? So it's just, again, regeneration. And then what we speak about is off the section of the line that comes on the floor, you want to make 9 lines coming out, like the beams radiating off the sun. Okay? With the way we practice, 9 is the number of the good ancestors. Okay? 7 is more of the number of bad, not ancestors, but spirits with bad character and try and come to visit us. What it is, though, it makes it look as if the sun is coming up over the land. And then inside of it is a candle and a glass of water. So just if you can, for right now, before we move to the shrine, just understand that this is what it would look like if it was going, if it was in a corner area. So things that you can do is, nine is a very good number, but it's not that you always have to give 9 pieces of candy or 9 pieces of fruit. Again, what it is, it's again the gifts that truly come from the heart. Okay.
Yeah, I just curious, like my husband used to sit at a coffee shop all the time, and I was thinking about getting him a cup of coffee.
That's
Just putting it there.
that. You know what? That's something I'm glad you said that. Thank you. That's something that I usually say because I know all of my ancestors made coffee, or drank coffee. So that is a perfect offering. When you make a cup of coffee for yourself in the morning, what you could do is make a little bit extra, make a second cup, and bring it to the shrine. Bring it to the picture of your ancestor, and say, I know that you like this, and I made it the way you like it, so you will enjoy it also. Okay. A small amount of breakfast. Whatever it is you're making, that is what they enjoy. It is something that you are giving of yourself. Coffee is a gigantic thing. I mean, who hasn't seen their grandparents or uncles or aunts drinking coffee? So.
Can you explain the chalk again? The chalk around the.
I'm gonna show you when we go over there. Okay, so that because it's kind of set up over there.
Is there good or respectful way to dispose of the gifts that you've given them?
No, realistically not. The only time it comes at, because a gift is of a good thing. The gifts that you are giving are of a good thing. The only time it comes specifically that they need to be placed somewhere, like as if you say, let's say you came to me for a reading, okay, and there was X gifts supposed to be given to your ancestors. Typically, I'll tell you that they need to be disposed of here, they need to be put here, something of the sort. But again, understand it's coming under a good situation, so there's really no, you could throw them in the garbage in your house, you could throw them in the garbage can outside of your house, And like like I said, the clean, clear glass of water. Again, best case scenario, you could change this glass of water out every day, okay? Worst case scenario, maybe 3 days, maybe a week. But I wouldn't let it go longer than that. If you see that the glasses start, if you see that the water inside of the glass starts to turn murky, starts to bubble, or evaporates, throw it out and get new. What happens is it starts to pick up energy, and it also starts to pick up some of the bad things off of you. Well, give me 1 second. She had her hand up first.
What are the traditions when someone does pass away, the physical body passes away? Do you ever go to the grave site to do any kind of honor work or anything?
Not really. Not as much as the grave site, because okay, that is where their physical body is, but their spiritual body is wherever, and it's about calling them. Typically, we try and do it in the house of the person that they were closest with, or the one that has came forward to appreciate them. It's believed that from the time that we pass away, there's a 9-day period before we go to heaven. Okay? And in that time, that's the best time when we come forward to try and do stuff to elevate them, to help their elevation. Some people have really good character and move on quickly. Okay? But some people just need some things cleaned up, some issues cleaned up, and it might not even be about themselves, So what we do is, in that time period, we do certain ceremonies to elevate people. To try and bring them a little bit higher standing. Please.
I was going to ask about a bottle of water instead of a glass of water.
Yeah. If that's what you're feeling, yeah. If that's what you're feeling, yeah. But it's just a situation where I like to try and, if somebody comes over, I give them a glass of water. You know what I mean? Especially my own relatives and stuff like that. I mean, if that's what's coming to you at that time, that is okay to do that. One quick other thing that I want to mention too, kind of like, and I want to reiterate about, if you're putting pictures on your shrine, make sure there are no living people in the pictures, okay? That's one thing I want to reiterate. One last thing. Also too, what you should try and do, and kind of answer to what you're saying, you should try and buy one nice glass, and maybe one nice plate. Okay, what this is for is, and I give this to them. This is theirs from now on. You don't want to drink from this glass. You don't want to eat off this plate, because it's like sitting and eating in the cemetery. Okay, this is not what you want to do. And it also shows them that they still hold a place in your house. They have the items of everyday life that is set aside for them. Okay, it doesn't have to be a spectacular plate. It doesn't have to be Wedgwood or china or whatever. It's just something nice to remember them with. Okay.
And as far as just the regular pictures on the wall, that is okay to have, that one together.
That's fine. Yeah, if it's just an area on the wall, that's a little bit different. It's if you set aside one specific thing. Because if the other option too, when I've seen this done before, is that you know, they'll have all of the family members, living and past, on a wall. And then maybe they'll have one small tabletop where, let's say they don't have pictures, but they'll get, like I said, get a nice piece of paper and with, maybe with the computer, put all the names on there of your ancestors, and then put that on the shrine. You already have an area showing who these people are, how wonderful they were, but now you also have a second area speaking their name. Okay, that's absolutely important, absolutely. If we can, I'd like to move over to the shrine area so I can get an idea.
I just wanted to add something that occurred to me when you were talking about that. My ancestor picture is right there, and I know the two women on the right have passed away. I'm not sure about the woman on the left. I don't know really who she is. This looks like it's about 1920. She probably was born in the late 1800s. There's a possibility she could be alive, but...
Yeah, that's what it's, because I didn't set this up.
Right.
But no, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's just about being very careful.
About being careful.
Extremely careful.
We don't want her to go like, but she was perfectly healthy for a 105-year-old. She just like...
And then on this day in September, she was gone.
Yeah.
Mine is all of my sister's.
So, should we remove it? Or? You never know. We're not, you know, trying to do anything, but just to be perfectly correct.
Yeah, yeah, Tracy, you know what? Maybe we ought to take this picture out.
Excuse me. We can take her off. Okay. Just to be absolutely correct and no mistakes.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah. So, of course, and while I'm doing this, the reason Alan says that so much is because I put a picture of myself and my brother on my shrine. Because again, again, because I didn't realize when I was originally doing it. So that's why he says this a lot, because people accidentally do that, not thinking about it.
Yeah, I have a picture with my husband and my kids on the shrine.
Me and my sister are together. I'm taking it down.
However,
Yeah, so mine.
everyone on here is in spirit.
Okay.
Everyone.
I didn't bring any iPhones, so. Okay. Well, what I'm going to do is, if anybody has a problem seeing that, please come forward, or we can rotate around. What I'm saying is that when you take cascaria, what cascaria is it's actually it's crushed eggshells. Okay, it's crushed up and then made into a powder and then formed into like a little chalk patty. What it is because eggs are considered pure for cleaning, and it's used also too for keeping out negative spirits with inside of the shrine, or keep negative spirits from coming out of the shrine. Now, what we would do is, okay, we would chalk out this area on the floor in like a third of a circle, okay? And then what we would do is we continue it up the wall until we came in the corner, okay? And then from there, we would continue it back down until we met the very beginning of the circle again, okay? Did anybody not see this, or anybody would like to move forward and see?
And just for a moment, you know those little paper ketchup containers that you get at McDonald's when they have the squirty thing? That's typically what cascaria comes in. And those are available at different stores in the city, Britannica's, and
They're also
places like
available
that.
online.
They're about 20 cents.
Right.
You can get them for, sometimes the stores will sell them for as much as $1, but if it's more than that,
yeah.
check out somewhere else. Yeah, just
so you gotta
one.
watch out, because if you go to places like in not selling any other businesses or anything like that, but like folkcuba.com, lukumi.com, you'll see it online. A lot of the spiritual places carry them. And as I said, now the difference is there's two different kinds. There's cascaria and there's efun. Okay, cascaria, as I said, is crushed eggshell and it's formed into a little cup. Okay, it's perfect. The other one is efun. Now efun comes from Nigeria, and efun is actually a chalk and it's mined from the earth. But either way, both are of such purity that you cannot place them in your hand without leaving a pure mark upon yourself. Okay, this is what you want to use to enclose it. Okay, now once you've done that, then on the floor, you go ahead and you take and you make 9 rays coming off of the bottom circle. Okay? Again, this is a number of purity, a number of good spirits to try and draw them in. But again, as I said, it's as if the sun is coming up and radiating its light upon the land, showing that your ancestors do radiate light in your life to try and make things move forward for you. Okay? See, this is good. This is extremely good. I love this because you have all of your good pictures of your ancestors all the way across here. Okay? But the nice thing too is because they're behind glass, from doing ceremony within the way we practice, you're not going to ruin the pictures, so they are here for an eternity. Because I would say that a lot of things that you keep, unless you practice on a full-time basis, you can have them in a frame or something like this. But with me, I have to have them in a frame because we do so much work with them.
Picture frames are very good for this, so you can kind of line them up along the wall.
Again, it could be a $1 picture frame. It could be something you feel, something you like. It doesn't have to be a certain color. It doesn't have to be a certain size. Just something, again, you can even make like this is a collage. You kind of almost can do the same thing. If you get a larger picture frame, you can put all the different pictures in there. If you have things that were given to you from them, or little toys that they like, those can also be added to the shrine. If you have like from an uncle or something, a cigar lighter or a tie pin, these are things you could put in there because it was theirs, it was special to them, or a brooch that somebody knew wore. Bring it to them. Let them still enjoy it. One of the first gifts that I'm going to show you, this is one of the best gifts for giving to ancestors. Okay, not everybody is going to be able to get this together, but it's the gifts that come from the heart. But this is what we use more for ceremony when we're propitiating the ancestors. All it is a square piece of coconut, and again, you see we have 9 pieces of coconut. This orange spot on here is called apple, but it's red palm oil. Okay, it could be purchased at almost any of the African stores. What it is it's actually used for cooking. It's a cooking-based oil, but it's extremely pure. It's a good thing. It's a good thing because it's something that they like to eat. And this small dot in the middle here is called atare in Nigerian. Atare. What it is, though, it's called alligator pepper, but it is just a pepper seed that the Nigerians use. What it is to kind of fire up their taste, to bring taste back into their life. Okay. What I'm going to do is, can I get a glass of water?
Yeah.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to say prayers. I'm going to say prayers, and I'm going to present some gifts to the Egun. If anybody wants me to present gifts in their name, when I conclude, I'll bring you up, and in your name, I'll present some candies or something to your ancestors. One of the biggest things too is a Babalawo that my house looks up to, or the house that I belong to really looks up to, is his name is Professor Wandi Abimbola of Nigeria. He is the 5th highest Alafin. He's the 5th highest Babalawo in the entire world. Okay, and I had the privilege of speaking with him probably about 15 years ago. And my brother had asked him a question, because all the prayers I say are in Nigerian or Yoruban. All of these songs that I sing are typically in Yoruban. Okay, now my brother had asked him, well, all of my ancestors are European American. They come from Europe. They speak German. They speak Polish. Okay. How are they going to understand the song, and what's the importance of propitiating or remembering these prayers in Nigerian or in Yoruban? And he explained that it's not the words that are being said or the dialect that's being said. You have to understand communication is only vibration. Okay? But because we have been communicating for so many years between each other, that we have assigned words and letters to the vibrations that come out of our mouth. But in truth, it is only vibration. So when you sing the songs, it is not the particular words that are being said. It is the vibration that you are producing that is bringing them to you. Now, a lot of people are saying, I don't know how I'm going to learn Nigerian. I don't know how I'm going to learn these songs. Okay. No, it doesn't. Again, it's not like that. If you have a favorite song that they like to hear, that somebody used to sing to you when you were going to sleep, then this is a song you sing back to them. That's the song you sing back to them. I sing You Are My Sunshine to my ancestors. You know, there's a lot of different songs I sing to them. I mean, these were good songs, and they liked them. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to say prayers. It's called a mojuba. It is my prayers to the ancestors. But today I'm going to say ijuba. The difference is mojuba is I give praise. Ijuba is we give praise. Okay? I'm going to say some prayers just to waken them up, let them know we're here, let them know that we're taking time out to spend time with them.
So we could have everybody take one step back a little bit.
Otun mi oba. With my right hand I have the ability to divine the future. Osi mi ashe. With my left hand I have the ability to manipulate or change the future. Iba Olodumare oba terere kae. I give praise to Olodumare, the God in heaven. Iba teo ojo. Iba teu uru. Iba omi ina afefe. I give praise to the wind, the water, and the fire of the earth. Iba Olofin. I give praise to Olofin, the lawgiver in heaven. Iba Arumila Ileri Ipin. I give praise to Arumila, the only witness to all creation. Iba Egba Arumile Ojikotum. I give praise to all the good orishas on the right-hand side of God. Iba Egba Arumile Ojikosi. I give praise to all the good orishas on the left-hand side of God. Iba Oshun Segese Oloya Ayun. I give praise to you, my good mother Orisha Oshun. You of the sweet tongue. I show you that you are loved and remembered here on earth as when I took care of you in heaven. Iba Okanani Erinwo Urumile. I give praise to all of the students of Ifa. Iba Akoda. I give praise to all of the first student of Ifa Akoda. Iba Asheda. I give praise to the first student of Akoda. His name was Asheda. Iba Awa Afinjue. I give praise to the witches of the world. I ask that you see that you are remembered and allow all of us to walk upon our path safely. Iba Egungun Ile. I give praise to the collective dead ancestors of all the good people here today. See that you are remembered and come and join us. Come and celebrate with us. Iba Baba. I give praise to the good fathers of the world. Iba Yeye. I give praise to the good mothers of the world. Iba Rabban Ife. I give praise to the highest Rabban Ife in the city of Ife in the country of Nigeria. Iba Oluomi. I give praise to my good padrino, Roberto Sanchez Ogbe Hunle. Iba Ojibonami. I give praise to my good Ojibona, my good brother, my good friend, my good partner here on earth, James Jean Kulevich Osa Otura and Ifa. I give praise to my good madrina, Maricela Peña. Know that you are always remembered. Iba Ilosha. I give Babalosha. I give praise to all the good Ilosha, Santeros, and all good people who work religion in order to advance the humankind. Know that you are remembered and know that you are important. Come and assist us. Egun. It is I, Odile Alan Kulevich, coming in the name of the collective dead ancestors on this day that I speak to you in this good place. I ask that you carry the good energy forward and assist all of the good people who have taken time out of their day to salute you and to remember you. Know that as long as we walk this earth, your names will never fall into history. You will not be left behind, and know that your suffrages will definitely not be forgotten as long as we all work together. I also give praise to my good spiritual ancestors. I ask that you come and assist me at this time. Iba Bae Tunu, Bernardo Rojas, Retentindia Loja Rodriguez, Tati Caetano Gundafuna, Fredo Rivera, Trucumbaca, Activia, Cheo Fun, Bernardito, Che Pere, Juan Chiquito, Irus Numbo, Lazaro Sanchez, Rete Malay, Benita Hadada Gundakete, Juan Rosel Gunda, Masava, Quinzales, Oslo Faba, Mikel Fledlitz, Odikai, Sion Villalong, Miguel Angel Menendez, very well day, Solino Oya Kuntek, Gunda, Ramos Vito, Chel, Trucum, Carlos Menez, Ejog, Beruar, Sanchez, Ogbeo Fun. Iba Bae Tunu, I give praise to my wonderful good ancestors, including John Wojtanowicz, Anna Wojtanowicz, Chester Wojtanowicz, Alex Kulevich, Anna Arnold Kulevich, Carol Kulevich Woodyak, Heinrich Arnold, Simon Brenza, Jacob Brenza, Ignatius Orloff, Arnold Orloff, Harry Sizek, Benny Stanchek, Irene Stanchek, Nardine Bianco, Roger Shallow, and all other good family members and friends, including you, my good friend Francisco. Thank you for all the teachings that you give me. See that you are all remembered. See that you are all truly important and carried forward. Iba Bae Tunu, Tabobo Egungun Ire, Tabobo Egungun Ara, Tabobo Egungun Tembeleo O Dumare O Tu Ni Obasnita Laja Ache Ache Ache.
Che.
So what I've done is I've now opened up prayers for them. I've brought them forward. I've come to let them know that they are remembered. Now, what we do first thing is a ceremony, especially when we're bringing something for our ancestors for somebody else, is we sing a couple songs to open things up, to move things for them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sing one real quick, two real quick. Please excuse my voice, I'm not Frank Sinatra. Egum, orum, egum, orum, egum, orum, amba, waori, awa osum, awa oma. Leri oma, lekio, ara orum, kawe, amba, waori, awa osum, awa oma. Leri oma, lekio, ara orum, kawe, amba, waori, awa osum, awa oma. Leri oma, lekio, ara orum, kawe, egun, orum, egun, orum, egun, orum. Shon, shon, shon pa mi, iku ya ya, shon pa mi. Shon, shon, shon pa mi, iku ya ya, shon pa mi. Shon, shon, shon pa mi, iku ya ya, shon pa mi. Everyone, come and see the good gifts that we have brought upon you to show you that you are not forgotten. First of the beautiful gifts that we've brought for you is, and again, as I said, this is coconut, red palm oil, and alligator pepper. Again, we bring your most favorite gift of all, Ogbon, Epo, and Atare. I ask that you accept this gift. I ask that you bless it, and I ask that you take it all the way up into heaven in the name of all of the good people who have stepped forward this day to remember you. See that you are not forgotten. See that you are important. And see that we ask that you never, never leave us. Bring us good information. In addition to that, we also bring for you Ina Fun Fun. Beautiful, pure, you know what, let me do the OT first. Ego. As a gift to show you the luxuries that you have brought upon us, we bring luxury back upon you. We bring for you this beautiful OT. All it is pure white rum. Now, if you were gonna, because I'm gonna be spitting it actually onto the shrine, okay? They are gonna eat from my mouth. They hear me singing, they eat from my mouth, they drink from my mouth. Okay, the only thing I would suggest is if you have a shrine like this, rum, vodka, things like that, they will dry up without issue. Okay, if you have an ancestor that likes beer, it is actually better to open the bottle of beer up, give them a small glass, and put the entire thing on the shrine. This is not something that you want to spit on them. Egum, mofu oni oti, da aye mi irara. Egum, we bring you this beautiful rum. We ask that you accept this beautiful, luxurious gift upon the day that we come to salute you in this good space. We ask that your assistance in coming forward and seeing all the good people that have come forward to appreciate you. Shekete, shekete, motin tao, shekete. Shekete, shekete, motin tao, shekete. Shekete, shekete, motin tao, shekete. Motin tao, shekete. Shekete, shekete, motin tao, shekete. Okay. Now, I'm not the best dancer, and I'm not the best singer, but I'm taking my time out to show them that I will dance for them, I will sing for them, I will show them that, you know, they're remembered for the happiness that they brought. Now, you can give them more rum than that, you can give them less rum than that. You can pour it in a glass because you don't want to, if you feel this is uncomfortable for you to do towards your ancestors, put it in a glass and give it to them. It's more about giving them the gift than not giving it to them. Okay. Now, I am a cigar smoker, so this is my favorite part of the ceremony, but I give my ancestors cigars. I don't smoke cigarettes, but if they wanted cigarettes, I would give them cigarettes. But just for example, today I'm going to give them a cigar to, as part of their good meal. They've had fruit, you know, they have coffee, they have the coconut with their gifts on it. They've now had rum. They're now going to enjoy a good cigar. Egum. Egum, mofu oni asha, fun mi ola. Egum, when I bring you this luxurious gift, I ask that you bring the luxuries back upon my house, back upon my family, and back upon me in order that I have the good things. Accept this gift, know that you are important, and know that you are remembered. Okay. So now I wish to light a candle in order to illuminate their path. One of the ideas, if you go best case scenario and you have a shrine such as this, okay, if you put one candle in the shrine, you want it dead center. If you put 2 candles in, you want to put it on the edges, okay? From there, you kind of more want to decorate the front and make a space for them to be illuminated into, okay? But again, if you want to put it by a particular ancestor, you know, on your shrine, that is fine also. Okay. Egu. Oniche wai koko, oniche wai koko. Oniche wai koko, oniche wai koko. Adi fe fun egun. Oche meneye, oche meneye. Oniche wai koko, oniche wai koko. Oniche wai koko, oniche wai koko. Adi fe fun egun. Oche meneye, oche meneye. Oniche wai koko, oniche wai koko. Oniche wai koko, oniche wai koko. Adi fe fun egun. Oche meneye, oche meneye. Egun. I ask that you see the beautiful light that your ancestors bring upon this space. I ask that you are illuminated, see the illumination and are drawn towards us. I ask that you illuminate all of your ancestors' lives and move them forward. Accept this beautiful white light and keep us upon our path of destiny that God has set aside for us. Okay. And the last thing I'm going to give today is the sweets. Okay, this is something that you can just speak to them about. You know, I bring you these sweets. I ask that you accept these gifts. Sweeten up yourself in order that you may sweeten up me also. What you can also do is, if you want to put out a bowl of candy, you can put out a bowl of candy. You can unwrap the candy if you want. Although I would say if you unwrap candy or any types of cake to give to your ancestors, again, don't leave it on the shrine too long. Because you don't want it to go bad. You don't want to leave anything for your ancestor that has the ability of rotting, because that is not something you feed them. Egu, I also bring for you these beautiful sweets in the name of all of the good people here. I ask that you accept these sweets. I ask that you bless them and take them all the way up into heaven. As you were the sweet, kind, gentle things in our lives, I ask that you know that you still hold that same place with us. Accept this gift and know that you are remembered. And know that you are always important. You are never forgotten. We'll take this time now too. If anybody wants to come up, you can gather a little bit of candy, and we will appreciate some of your answers. See that myself and all of the good people here have stopped to remember you. I ask that you join them through their day and allow them to have good information, good life, and remember sweet, sweet thoughts of times past, and know that you are remembered. Ashe, ashe, ashe.
Ashe, ashe.
Ashe.
If anybody has any questions, I will be more than happy to answer, but this concludes my time. And I thank you, I honestly thank you very much for all coming out and listening, you know, taking time out of your day to come in here.